Hey, you sure wouldn't mind getting some more of that Arturian poontang. Remember that?
Yeah, Frosty, the one that...
I think we got something here.
It's moving.
Which way? It's coming straight for us. Straight up.
Sorry, sir. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
And now he'll go for broke by making all you laugh with his most favorite joke.
The generation is up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to offend you. I was just thinking.
There is a reason why you are not part of this family.
I still have my shares.
What if I told you that one of the most powerful patriarchs on Netflix right now once lived in what Oprah called the poorest town in America? What if that same man turned down $1 million basketball contract in Europe for Shakespeare? This isn't just another Hollywood success story. This is the jaw-dropping rise of Ricco Ross and the secrets he is hiding behind his role as Horace in Tyler Perry's explosive series Beauty in Black will leave you speechless.
If this lawsuit catches traction, your shares, my shares, everybody's shares will be worthless.
The man commanding respect as the ruthless Bellary family patriarch worth millions on screen has a real-life story that reads like a thriller.
Answer the question. You didn't even ask me.
From the mean streets of Chicago to European modeling runways, from blockbuster alien battles to trafficking ring scandals, Ross has lived more lives than most actors could ever dream of playing. But what happened in those missing 13 years when he vanished from Hollywood? And why is his current role hitting so close to home that it's making industry insiders whisper? April 16th, 1958. Cook County Hospital in Chicago. Christine and Clarence Ross welcomed their 5th child into a world that would test every ounce of his strength. Ricco entered life already fighting the odds, one of 11 siblings in a family that would soon face unimaginable hardship. At age 7, something devastating happened. The family was forced to relocate to Pembroke, Illinois. Not just any small town, mind you. This was the place that would later catch Oprah Winfrey's attention as the poorest town in America. For 6 brutal years, from age 7 to 13, young Ricco watched his family struggle in conditions most people couldn't survive. But here's where the story gets interesting. Instead of breaking under the pressure, Ross discovered something that would change everything: acting. A high school production opened his eyes to a world beyond poverty, beyond limitations, beyond what anyone expected from a kid from Pembroke. The transformation was electric. This wasn't just another student playing dress-up. Teachers noticed something different about Ross, something magnetic that commanded attention. He possessed a natural authority, a gravitas that would later make him perfect for patriarchal roles. He went to community college in theater, then Florida Atlantic University for his bachelor's in theater. But the real bombshell, UCLA offered him a full scholarship for his Master of Fine Arts. This kid from the poorest town in America was about to rub shoulders with Hollywood's elite in training. His first year out of UCLA was nothing short of phenomenal. Recurring roles on both Hill Street Blues.
Who you kidding, Chief? You ain't got squat. If you could do it, you'd do it.
And The Young and Restless. For most actors, this would be the pinnacle, but Ross felt something gnawing at him. He was being typecast. The industry saw his imposing 6'2" frame and powerful presence and immediately slotted him into predictable roles. So he made a decision that shocked everyone who knew him. He was going to study Shakespeare in England for a year. That year turned into 13 years. And what he did during those years will blow your mind. London Academy of Music and Dramatic Arts, Shakespeare, and classical theater. But that's just where the story begins.
So many strange surprises, I'm prepared to bet whatever you've seen before. You ain't seen nothing.
While mastering the works of the bard, Ross was living a double life that sounds like something out of a spy novel. By day, he was a serious classical actor performing in London's most prestigious theaters. By night, he was moonlighting as a high-fashion model in France and Italy for 4 years straight. Think about that for a moment. This 6'2" powerhouse was walking European runways, gracing magazine covers, and building connections in the fashion world that most actors never dream dream of accessing. The money was flowing, the lifestyle was intoxicating, and doors were opening everywhere. But then came the offer that almost changed everything: a professional basketball contract in Cyprus, European professional basketball, real money, a completely different life trajectory. Ross turned it down. Can you believe it? Why would a man turn down guaranteed wealth to continue studying Shakespeare? The answer reveals something crucial about his character, something that would later make him the perfect choice for the complex patriarch Horace Bellerie.
When I get to the facility, I'm gonna tap into the cameras so I can see their faces.
In 1986, James Cameron was casting for a little science fiction film called Aliens. Ross auditioned for Corporal Hicks, the film's heroic lead. He didn't get it. Then they offered him Private Drake. He turned it down. Why? Because Stanley Kubrick had offered him a role in Full Metal Jacket. Most actors would have jumped at the chance to work with the legendary Kubrick, but James Cameron was so impressed with Ross's audition that he did something almost unheard of in Hollywood. He wrote an entirely new character specifically for Ross. Private Frost was created because Cameron couldn't stop thinking about Ross's performance. So Ross made another shocking decision. He walked away from Kubrick to work with Cameron. Aliens became a cultural phenomenon. Ross's portrayal of Private Frost became iconic among sci-fi fans, but more importantly, it established him as an actor who could hold his own alongside superstars like Sigourney Weaver.
I think we got something here.
It's moving.
Which way? It's coming straight for us.
Hey, you sure wouldn't mind getting some more of that Arturian poontang, remember that? Yeah, bro.
After 13 years abroad, Ross returned to Hollywood as a changed man. He wasn't the young theater graduate anymore. He was a seasoned actor with international experience, European sophistication, and a network that spanned continents. The roles started pouring in. Mission Impossible.
Sorry, sir. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
The Practice, Highlander,
Of course, Mr. President. Find out who that was and who sent you. I shall take care of it personally.
Babylon 5,
As soon as our forces surrender, our crews are taken out, executed, and then replaced by Minbari crews.
Beverly Hills 90210, JAG, ER. His resume reads like a greatest hits of 90s and 2000s television and film. But Ross was building something bigger than just an acting career. He founded his own production company, Can You Dig It, and became CEO. He wasn't just taking roles anymore, he was creating opportunities. An interesting fact about Ricco is that he was the male lead in the 1985 music video for Whitney Houston's hit song, Saving All My Love for You. There are no major scandals associated with the actor Ricco. Instead, he publicly discussed being told he was hired for the Whitney Houston music video, Saving All My Love for You, because he wasn't considered too attractive, a comment he perceived as a backhanded compliment, but one that highlighted a discrepancy between modeling and acting. Ross explained that his focus was on developing his acting skills for the role, and he felt he had a good rapport with Whitney Houston, which helped her refine her acting techniques for the video. Behind the cameras, Ross was building something even more precious, a family dynasty. He married Julie Shannon Ross, and together, they created their own empire with children Aisha, Rami, Michaela, and Miles, plus godson Nicholas. But here's what makes this story even more compelling. Ross's approach to wealth and family mirrors his current character, Horace Bellerie, in almost eerie ways.
This is what your son is sending to another man, Olivia.
Stop it.
Like Horace, Ross understands the importance of building generational wealth. Like Horace, he's protective of his family while maintaining multiple business interests. And like Horace, he's not afraid to make tough decisions when it comes to protecting what he's built.
I'm sure you heard of Bellerie, Beauty, and Black.
Ricco isn't just a successful actor. He's a political force in Hollywood. He's currently serving his second term as a SAG-AFTRA board member, making decisions that affect the entire entertainment industry. This isn't ceremonial. Board members at SAG-AFTRA deal with contract negotiations worth billions, working conditions that affect hundreds of thousands of people, and industry standards that shape the future of entertainment. His influence extends far beyond what most people realize. When streaming residuals were being negotiated, Ross was in the room. When AI protections were being discussed, Ross had a voice. When the recent strike shut down Hollywood, Ross was part of the leadership making crucial decisions. Before Beauty in Black, Ross had a recurring role on Starz' controversial series P-Valley as Pastor Gilfield.
Trees Woodbine, about to blow the house down.
This wasn't just another acting job, it was preparation for something bigger. P-Valley deals with similar themes to Beauty in Black: power, money, family dysfunction, and the dark underbelly of seemingly legitimate businesses. Ross's character was a moral authority figure in a world filled with corruption and compromise. Sound familiar? It's almost like he was training for Horace Bellery. Tyler Perry didn't just cast Ross in Beauty in Black, he transformed the entire character to fit him. The original character description called for a sickly-looking 70-year-old. Ross was 66 when cast and clearly in excellent health. But Perry was so determined to have Ross that production literally rewrote the character specifications.
I want to sit here.
You sure?
Yeah.
They added the walking cane, adjusted the temperament, and created a version of Horace that could only be played by Ross. Why was Perry so insistent? Because Ross brings something to the role that can't be taught or faked: authentic authority.
The staff is gone for the night. Would you mind going into my office and bringing me my meds?
Ross's preparation for Horace was deeply personal. He based the character on his own father, a man who rarely raised his voice but commanded respect through quiet strength. This wasn't just acting. This was channeling decades of lived experience. The walking cane became Horace's signature prop, but it wasn't just a costume piece. Ross used it to find the character's rhythm, his pace, his presence. Every scene with that cane tells a story about power, age, and the weight of responsibility.
Can you take me home, please?
Yeah.
Beauty in Black isn't just a soap opera. It's Tyler Perry's darkest, most controversial series yet. The show deals with human trafficking, family betrayal, murder, and corruption at the highest levels.
You go down, we all go down.
Ross's character, Horace, is at the center of it all. As the patriarch of the Bellery family, he controls a beauty empire worth millions, while navigating a web of secrets that could destroy everything he's built. But here's the twist that nobody saw coming. By season 1's end, Horace is dying of cancer and has chosen to marry Kimmy, a former exotic dancer, specifically to prevent his dysfunctional family from destroying his legacy.
Do I need to get the doctor?
No, you can't help me. But you just did.
This storyline is different when you know Ross's real background. A man who climbed from poverty to power, who built an empire through intelligence and determination, who understands the importance of choosing the right successor over blood relations. Various sources estimate Ross's net worth at around $1 to $5 million, but one source claims it could be as high as $45 million. Given his international modeling career, his European years, his production company, his SAG-AFTRA position, and his consistent work over 4 decades, the higher number might not be as crazy as it sounds. Ross has been strategic about his career in ways that most actors never consider. He's not just an employee in Hollywood. He's an owner, a decision maker, and a power broker. Beauty in Black has been criticized for its portrayal of Black women, its graphic content, and its reliance on stereotypes. Critics have called it misogynistic and accused Perry of exploiting trauma for entertainment. But Ross has remained surprisingly quiet about these controversies. As someone who lived through real poverty and worked internationally for over a decade, his perspective on the show's themes might be more complex than critics realize. His character Horace is one of the few figures in the show who consistently treats the female characters with respect and offers genuine protection rather than exploitation. Is this Ross's influence on the character, or just good writing? Beauty in Black became a global phenomenon, reaching #1 in 28 countries and spending 4 weeks in Netflix's top 10. This success has made Ross, at age 67, one of the most watched actors on the planet.
Don't you come into my office in a meeting and cause a scene.
I'm not gonna ask you again.
Season 2 is already out, and industry insiders suggest that Ross's negotiations for the new season included significant back-end participation. If true, his Beauty in Black earnings could dwarf everything he's made in his previous career. Ross's impact on Beauty in Black extends beyond his performance. As an experienced producer and industry veteran, he's likely influencing storylines, character development, and even casting decisions. Tyler Perry is known for collaborating closely with his veteran actors, and Ross's real-world experience with power dynamics, family loyalty, and business empire building makes him an invaluable consultant on Horace's character arc. As Season 2 of Beauty in Black dominates global streaming charts, Ross is experiencing something most actors never achieve: late career relevance that surpasses their earlier success.
It's easy to play game.
His portrayal of Horace Bellery has introduced him to a generation of viewers who never saw Aliens or his 90s television work. He's not just riding on past glory, he's creating new ones.
This company is all yours. But if you don't take it, well, they will.
The character arc they've written for Horace involves a twist so unexpected that it mirrors Ross's own journey from poverty to power in ways that will give you chills. When you see what happens between Horace and the other characters, you'll understand why Perry was so determined to have Horace play this role.
Can we think about your sister? I am thinking about my sister.
The parallels between Ross's real-life empire building and Horace's on-screen decisions become absolutely haunting by season's end.
It's a private plane.
But the most impressive aspect of Ross's career isn't his longevity or his talent. It's his consistency in making choices that prioritize artistic integrity over easy money, family over fame, and long-term legacy over short-term gains. From the kid in Pembroke, Illinois, to the patriarch commanding Netflix screens worldwide, Ricco Ross has built something that most actors only dream of: a career that matters, a family that thrives, and a legacy that will endure long after the camera stops rolling.
Dumbass. You the reason why we having this lawsuit right now. Nigga, I'm a chemist with a PhD.
The man who once turned down a basketball contract to study Shakespeare is now playing one of the most complex patriarchs in modern television. And if the early numbers for season 2 are any indication, his greatest role might just be getting started. That's the real secret behind Ricco Ross's success. He never stopped betting on himself, never stopped growing, and never stopped demanding more from his art than most people thought possible. In a world full of actors playing characters, Ross found a way to become the character while never losing himself.
We were on patrol in this village. There were 5 men, officers. They had this young girl trapped.
The streets of Chicago forged him, Europe refined him, Hollywood tested him, and now, at 67, Netflix has given him the platform to show the world what 4 decades of strategic choices, authentic relationships, and unwavering determination can create. Ricco Ross isn't just playing Horace Bellery. In many ways, he is Horace Bellery, a man who built an empire, protected his family, and chose his successor carefully. The only difference is that Ross's empire is real, and his legacy is still being written.